guys, this is the second video that I'm going to be making for you for Away study sites. This one is entirely about A Midsummer Night's Dream and the Shakespearean Allusions. So can you please pause now and copy down those notes as your subheadings. I'm going to assume that that's been done. So Away, as we've said, is a Shakespearean allusion. So an allusion is drawing direct influence from another text. And it does that in a couple of ways. So the first way is the structure. So the 5-act structure with multiple scenes, that is very, very similar to how Shakespeare structured his. It's a very classic way of structuring plays. Particularly if you look at when Michael Gow wrote it, generally plays don't go until like Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with multiple scenes. It's actually just Act 1, Act 2, or Act 1, 2, 3. But more important than that, the actual narrative of the characters follows the structure of Midsummer Night's Dream, and a lot of other ones, but mainly Midsummer Night's Dream, is that idea of order, chaos, and then return to order. Because that's what we have with the characters. Sorry, I was interrupted again. It seems to happen every time that I want to do these videos for you at school. Anyway, so order, chaos, return to order. If you look at the actual narrative of the different characters, it follows this, that idea that when they leave, there is a certain order. The actual process of leaving and the discovery of these new places throws their lives into chaos, and then that final mime scene is them returning to order and returning to a level of normality. This is then strengthened by a couple of other things. So Puck, Fairies, the Storm, and Beaches. The first one I'm not going to talk about in order, is actually the Beaches. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, the basic story is these people go into the forest, crazy stuff happens, and then they come out of the forest as better people. This is exactly what happens to the people in Away. They go to the beaches, crazy stuff happens, and they come out as better people. So the beach is for Away what the forest is for Midsummer Night's Dream, and that's actually part of the crafting of the Shakespearean allusion. The storm is representative of the magic in Midsummer Night's Dream. Midsummer Night's Dream is about fairies mucking things up for people. The storm literally has the children, the actors, who were the fairies in the initial production, coming on stage, pretending to be fairies again, and destroying the campsite. So the storm is that chaos, that moment of chaos that leads to the revelations. It leads to Gwen and Jim going to the different beach. It leads to them running into Harry and Vic and actually having some level of self-reflection for the first time. So it is, for that family and for that family storyline, it's the catalyst. It's the thing that really pushes their story forward and pushes forward their discovery. The fairies themselves, again, it's that link to the Shakespearean allusion with the idea of the magic and Midsummer Night's Dream. It's really more of a style choice than anything else. But the most important thing that links it to Midsummer Night's Dream, and also with that entire Shakespearean allusion of Midsummer Night's Dream, is the character of Puck. In our understanding of Away, Tom is Puck. Puck is a character that is at the centre of everything, but not quite involved. And that's Tom. Tom's involved in every storyline, but he's not an active participant. In his parents' life, he's the source of the conflict. In Gwen's life, he's the source of the reflection, and in Coral's life, he's the source of the help. But he doesn't really have a storyline in of himself. He's just involved in other people's. Obviously, he has his own moments, particularly when he breaks down in front of Meg. But realistically, he's just there as a catalyst for everyone else's story. And in Midsummer Night's Dream, that's Puck. Tom is a Puck-like character in that he is a walking embodiment of a catalyst of these ideas. For Midsummer Night's Dream, Puck is the catalyst for the comedy and the chaos. In Away, Tom is the catalyst for discovery. Or at the very least, he's the catalyst for processes of discovery, because it changes depending on who we're talking about. So that is essentially this part of the Shakespearean illusion in a nutshell. What I would like you to do is quite simple. I want you to make sure you've written notes based on what I've said. If you didn't get it, go back, rewind, whatever. That's why I make these videos. And I want you to write a paragraph explaining what you understand about the Shakespearean illusion, and more importantly, how it helps us understand the discovery. Okay? That's the really important part. When you're talking about the Shakespearean illusion, that is a technique. You need to explain how the Shakespearean illusion helps you, as an audience, understand discovery.